How do you optimally set up the bucket? I made a video for that. You have a dirty bucket, empty the bucket. The dirty bucket's gonna get all of your equipment dirty. So you're gonna wanna spray it off with a hose, a high-powered hose, because if we washed it in the washer every time, you'd be washing this stuff every day because we do 20 jobs a day. So you want a high-powered hose with maybe an attachment that is not like a fan, but is like a concentrated beam of water. And I always spray the bucket out first and get it so there's no dirt at all on the bucket anywhere. Then I don't fill up the bucket because it's hard to fill the bucket up with nothing in it. It just splashes everywhere and it's not fun. So then I'll clean off the other equipment. So obviously the scrubbers are going to get the dirtiest. There's essentially 4 sides to a circular scrubber, and you want to spray all of them. So you want to spray the bottom, both of the sides, like the bottom where it velcros, both of the sides where you scrub. It's a tube, both of the vertical sides where you scrub, and then the ends. The ends pick up a lot of dirt because you drag it on the sills and pick up spider webs and dirt and all that stuff. So you want to get the ends especially. Like that's probably the #1 thing you want to get. On both of the pole scrubber and the handheld scrubber. Pole scrubber is a little easier to clean because you can set it onto the backflip and then spray it that way and it's not going to move around. So as you can see here, this is an old scrubber, and depending on how old they are, some of the dirt's just not going to come off. It's going to be like stained on there. But for the most part, you want to get it looking like brand new. Like that little scrubber needs to be looking brand new. So once you do that, I just put everything back in the bucket. And also when you put everything back in the bucket and you fill it up, it's going to give you a realistic level of where the water is going to be. Instead of filling it all the way up and then putting the stuff in, it's going to raise the level up and it's probably going to be higher than you expected. So there's a little line on this bucket. I'm not going to animate it or anything because every bucket has one. Where you want to fill the water up to. It's probably, man, I would say like 5 gallons. But once you hit that line, that's just where you stop the water. And I will just go until that line. So interesting point that I want to make on this though is if you fully cleaned off everything perfectly, there's not going to be any soap suds in the bucket because you cleaned everything off perfectly. It's going to be just pure water. But if you didn't, there's going to be leftover soap that you didn't hit when you were cleaning it off, and that's going to come up in the new water that you put in there. So you're going to know if it's perfectly clean or a little bit dirty by how much suds you have in the bucket. So once you're done with that, here's a little up close to where the line is. And it doesn't have to be here. It's just a good general, this water would last all day. It would last probably 10 jobs maybe, until it's just black and too dirty to use. So fill it up to that line, and then we'll go over how much soap to put in there. Okay, let's just go over how much soap to put in there. When it's that, I just do about an 8 count. So I squeeze the bucket, so I squeeze the soap upside down for about 8 seconds. So 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5, actually 5 seconds. Let's say 5 seconds. You don't need that much soap. It's ultra concentrated, and if you get too much soap, it's gonna be impossible to get off of the windows, and your rags are gonna be all soapy and gross. So you want it about, I would say 5 count. So 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. And you're good with soap. This will come over time. It's just a general rule of thumb. I would count to 5. And you know, play it by ear. If it's a little bit, like there's not a lot of soap on the window, give it a little extra squirt. If there's too much on there, then you know next time to not use that much. Don't waste all the water, but you know next time that you don't necessarily need that much soap. So that's pretty much it for bucket prep, and see you on the next video.